Okay, Kevin Dye painting. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have here. I definitely like the color. Keeping the same colors, this looks like an Oxford brown, is what the brown looks like. There is some secondary green right there on that railing, huh? But okay, so let me just start where I start here. What we do is we come in, we pressure wash. We bring the rocks back right here. We trench all this stuff back. And then we get in and we actually pressure wash the ground. And so that way we know for a fact we get everything under the paint line, so that when it goes back. Not too bad. We spoke a little bit yesterday. Now I'm going to try to zoom in a little closer here. Now there is some cracks. That is called checking. And that checking will not be filled by stain, unfortunately. It's just part of the game. Now we can usually, I can restain, but usually what I like to do is suggest at this point taking the building to the same color and same flat consistency, not a shine or anything, but taking it to a paint, because it is going to fill up the holes of this checking. And this leoparding, you notice it's kind of hard to see on that area right there, how it's coming out. The stain is a water consistency, so it has good alkaloids, but it is a water consistency. So basically what's going to happen is it's just going to soak in and it's not going to seal any of the cracks. It will put oil into the wood, obviously, and that alone will help fight, it'll keep the longevity, but not as long as paint. So at this point in the stain, in this property, I would suggest, if you are dead set on keeping stain, I would suggest that we do it probably every 3 or 4 years. And if we put a heavy coat of paint on it and do it right, 2 coats like we do, you should get 10 years out of it. So that is something to consider, and I will write up both views. So what we do here is we caulk everything. We caulk all the lines. I caulk all the creases on the windows. We're very adamant about our prep. The steps look pretty good, actually. I think if they were washed, I don't know if they'd need another coat, but we can do a coat on this for sure. And we can do a coat on any of the railing that needs to be done. I would suggest that we pressure wash, obviously, everything, but we clean that up there. So I will also ask if you want me to do that as well. So again, this is the chalking, that line that you can barely see now on my fingernail. That's what happens. It's just the chalking, and it's to that point where the longevity of the product is definitely gone. So staining it again would probably be easier for me, but it's the same cost, so it's not like one's more expensive than the other. Stuff like this, caulked. Stuff like this, caulked. Stuff like this, caulked. We caulk in pipes. The whole idea is to seal the place up. Yeah, it does seem as if. Now, I would suggest we can do that upper part, that wood, in a stain. So that's not a big deal. But on this part, I would suggest we take it to a paint. A lot of trim work, a lot of cutting with a trim brush, but not a big deal. We sand stuff like this, and we prime it so that it doesn't do that anytime soon. Again, we caulk all these lines. We caulk this one, we caulk this one. We pretty much caulk everything so that you have a sealed house. Okay. That fascia up there, the fascia board, the 2x12 or 2x10, looks pretty good. We'll probably have to do some light sanding, caulk it all in, and paint it as well. Not a big deal. Okay, what do we have back here? This is a really nice backyard. Okay, these steps, they look okay. They could probably use a coat of paint. So yeah, the deck, she needs a coat of paint, or a coat of stain, but we can, I'll just add that on the bid and let you guys pick and choose. Looks really good though. Yeah, this area in here, that would be our question. If we want to restain that, that might be something that might be worthwhile, just to do everything at once, but it's up to you guys. Nothing out of the ordinary as of yet. One thing is, let's see here. I do like the fact that this deck area is enclosed. That is awesome. This was stained. It would be restained. a lot of cedar burn. See, that's another problem, is when I stain, I can bleach and pressure wash as much as this as I can, but sometimes I can't get rid of it. It looks as if somebody used a paint here, a flat paint. And I think I could match the original green a little better than this, but see how the checking is really kept at bay? You don't have it compared to here. Forgive me if my camera is not the best. There we go. Pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. Nothing's poking me in the eye. Pretty simple stuff. So what I'll do is I write up a couple bids and send them over, and see if I can get in and replace some of this stuff too. We might have to. We'll see. Might be able just to putty that all in and make it clean. But well, hopefully this gives you a little idea of what we do, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much. Dye Painting.